Well, this is surprising. I expect Nickelodeon to fuck up this badly. I expect Cartoon Network to fuck up this badly. Not usually Disney. Disney show failures are usually far and few in between. And when they do come up, they usually aren't that awful. They're just kind of middling and awkward. Except Mars Needs Moms. That should have never been greenlit. On top of that, Disney only tends to fail in one particular way. Whenever Disney tries to rip off someone else, they will almost inevitably bomb. They wanted to make Shrek, they ended up making Chicken Little. They wanted to make Ren and Stimpy, they made Schnookums and Meat. And when they tried to make Breadwinners, they ended up making Pickle and Peanuts. I've got a Zen question to ask. Someone fails horribly. Someone else tries to fail in that exact way, but ends up failing accomplishing that. Who is the bigger failure? Disney, you're getting too old for this shit. Do you ever wonder why the only time you're not relevant is when you desperately try to be? You've had over half a century to stop doing this. Maybe I can figure out the answer as we look through one of your bigger mistakes. If you guys thought that Fish Hooks was bad, you're in for a ride.
Let's get dangerous.
Remember in the 80s and 90s when Disney put a lot of effort into making sure their theme songs were timeless and that we'd still remember them today? Back then, they didn't try to hit any sort of popular genre or anything. With the exception of Goof Troop, they didn't really use slang either. Then there's this.
Sharks, swords, yogurt, cakes, fries, smartphones, hot tubs, yeah.
Is this a theme song or some kind of 4-year-old shopping list?
Bagels, grills.
Oh no, I'm sorry, but anyone who's old enough to know what that word means is too old to be watching the show. Amazing how fast you've screwed up.
Pickle and peanut. Pickle and peanut.
Huh, so that's whatever happened to Robot Jones. He got a job singing on a theme song that's 30 years out of date. Oh, so I thought they weren't allowed to use that voice anymore because of copyright infringement or something. You'll notice very quickly that this show uses Photoshop images. This is a stupid trend that needs to die. Pickle and Peanut takes it an extra mile and is the first show to have them as the main characters. This is a bad idea because it frequently requires animation to distort them and make the effect look even uglier than it normally is. Our two main characters actually have a real job working in a grocery store.
I need to clean up on aisle 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
And now they don't, for abusing company property. In reality, they decide they need a bigger audience and get called in by the boss. He tells Pickle and Peanut to go around and give everyone free samples of Spoonicorn cereal. Because two douchebags being terrible at their job and magically still having said job is popular, they find a way to screw this up. They grab a super soaker and a motor cart and begin assaulting people. That effect is just awkward and stupid. Then they see a random guy having a party, ask if they can go and get punched into zit cream. Then they hide in their secret base made of packs of diapers. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I'm fairly sure that it's not working. That's the thing with Disney. Whenever they try a gross out show, they still don't want to be gross. So they try to get as gross as possible without being gross at all. And that doesn't make anyone happy. It doesn't go far enough for the people who like gross out, and it goes too far for the people who don't. I mean, if you removed all the gross out from Mega Babies, it still wouldn't have a reason to exist. And because Pickle was covered in zit cream, he ends up getting a zit on his ass. Called Greg. Please tell me how that works, somebody. Not the zit saying Greg over and over again. I don't give a shit about that. Pickle was covered in zit cream. How the hell does he get a new zit? Also, yes, both pickles and peanuts are euphemisms for male special parts. Halfway sure that was intentional.
What's your name? Greg.
I'm a mom!
Why is it that bad cartoons always have such a fascination with the mpreg? I mean, at least Fish Hooks had an excuse. But every other time, it's just confusing as fuck. Is that like a really popular fetish? A fetish that's been really popular and there's been a resurgence recently?
We're gonna pick dandelions at Jason's house. Then we're gonna go skinny dipping at the old folks' home.
Yeah, TMI, dude.
Who's your little friend? He's adorable.
We got a real lady magnet here.
Yes, the pimple on your ass. What do you even say to that? You see that woman staring at Pickle's ass? If that pimple wasn't there, this probably wouldn't be allowed on network television. Why the fuck Disney had anything to do with it, I have no idea. Still think that this show isn't trying to be like Breadwinners? Here's a rule of thumb when writing for kids. If you feel that you have to resort to butts, then you probably failed somewhere else down the line. So the woman takes a picture of herself and Pickle's ass. I feel like this is the start of a PSA on sexting.
Remember when I punched you into that zit cream and you guys look like a couple of slippery ghost wieners?
We're just gonna use every single euphemism for dick in every episode, aren't we? Anyway, this guy offers to let Pickle and Peanut perform at the party if he can borrow Pickle's ass zit. That looked like it probably should have hurt. In the car, they talk about being like all deep and shit.
Look, we're not gonna be wild, free, and dumb forever.
Yeah, being like 7 years old still gives you the excuse for adolescent stupidity and selling your integrity for peer pressure, right? Wait.
We'll be old and fat and boring.
Making lots of money, making good products that people want to see, directing the market instead of following it, being the highest aspiration in the industry.
Someday, you'll be in traffic thinking, what if I done this and what if I done that?
But you already did do this in the 90s. It was called Schnookums and Meat. It didn't work then, and it's certainly not going to work now. As someone who is currently going through an existential crisis, I understand the desire to want to try and do everything. But this isn't a new thing, in any sense of the word.
We're not gonna live a life of what-ifs. Together, we'll take on this crazy world because...
By trading your zit, who made you think that you were a parent, to go to a party hosted by some guy who assaulted you and made you cry. I don't know what that is, but that's not adolescent stupidity. That's not existential confusion either. The first thing they decide to do at the party is go look for Greg, in a scene that goes absolutely nowhere.
He's about this tall. He has a drooly mouth.
Greg never drooled once in the episode. I mean, if you want him to be disgusting, make him be disgusting. Show, don't tell. It's like someone saying that they shoplifted at a convenience store without ever doing it, just so they'd look cool in front of their peers. Except that person is the teacher of the classroom.
Face, foot face. You have a foot face.
Yeah, and you're a fucking pickle.
I'm keeping Greg forever.
Duck face.
It's gonna get so many likes.
I don't understand the internet sometimes, or all of the times. So Pickle and Peanut load a Super Soaker with Spoonicorn cereal and zit cream. That makes the zit grow even bigger. What the hell was even in that cereal? Oh, that makes sense. Greg becomes a giant and eats the party jock.
My shirt! It's dry clean only!
I've only heard that joke like a million times. I don't ever remember it being funny.
What is it, pal?
What's up with the headband? You don't even know how to play tennis. Ooh, look at me.
You know, episode 1 is probably the worst episode to start talking about how stupid your character designs are. Who the fuck are you? Yes, the pilot is supposed to introduce more characters, but not like this. I'm just gonna call him Deus Ex Machina. Yeah. Why does this look like some bizarre drug deal? I don't just mean this scene, I mean the whole fucking show. Pickle is about to have a sweet moment with Greg, but then Peanut kills him and everyone gets covered in zit goo.
You saved my life.
In what form of the word? I'm just going to assume that they're in such denial that they've begun to hallucinate.
Pickle and Peanut. Next episode is better.